Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to chat to you about living an extraordinary life. Living an extraordinary life means giving up a normal one. If you want to live an exceptional and extraordinary life, you have to give up many of the things that is part of a normal one. The larger mob of society will never experience true success. Why? Because the majority of us are willing to become the CEO of their own lives. They'd rather someone else take the shots. They're unwilling to take risks, to fail publicly, and be forced to try again after being knocked down. They are unwilling to sacrifice what is good for what is great. In short, they are unwilling to give up their normal life. But this is what is required to live an extraordinary life. You must give up the normal life for something far more valuable. Evolving is painful. The more you evolve into the best version of yourself, the more you'll be required to give up. You'll reach a point where you no longer be able to tolerate the negative relationships, eating bad food, or spending time on time-wasting activities. Giving these things up is painful. Most people aren't willing to do what needs to be done. I only just began to make some major steps to live an exceptional life, and it's been hard as hell sometimes. Everything has a cost. Good is the enemy of great, and that is the one key reason why we have so little that becomes great. Few people attain great lives, in large parts because it's just too easy to settle for a good life. People prefer to live a normal life, don't want to pay most of the cost that is required for an extraordinary life. Everything worthwhile in life has an opportunity cost. If you accept opportunity A, that means passing on opportunity B. You have to give up sometimes in order to accomplish something else. If you want to live an extraordinary life for the long term, you'll need to give up some things in the short term. Some of these things may be dear to you, which makes them extremely difficult to let go. No one says this would be easy. It might mean giving up some of their favorite foods so you can finally see those abs that you've never seen before. It might mean seeing friends less often in order to do the work necessary to succeed. It might mean declining wedding invitations because the trips are too expensive. Maybe it means giving up sleeping in so you can have more time in your days. Maybe it means saying no to opportunities at work so you can remain a loving, present father or mother to your children. All great opportunities cost good ones. An extraordinary life costs a normal life. You can't have both. You will have to sacrifice something that you value less than whatever it is you ultimately want. Make no mistake, this is a high price to pay. In fact, many people simply decline the offer to an extraordinary life after they discover how much it would cost. And that's okay. And an extraordinary life isn't for everyone. But if you want to live the extraordinary life no one else is living, you'll have to start living a life no one else does. This means, again, giving up a normal life. There are three things everyone needs to sacrifice. It is better to fail in the original state than to succeed in limitation. Everyone has different, unique things they'll need to sacrifice in order to begin living an extraordinary life. But there are three things that we'll all have to give up. Security and certainty. One of the cornerstones of an extraordinary life is giving up the safety nets, security, and guarantees of a normal life. Maybe it's a steady paycheck at your job that will never allow you to reach your full potential. Maybe it's the schedule. Maybe it's a guaranteed retirement plan. Of course, you don't have to live in this scenario for the rest of your life. This lifestyle is exhausting at first. You're always on your toes, never knowing when the next paycheck is coming in, unsure of the future. But the extraordinary life gives you full control over your life and actions, at the cost of the comfort of having others call the shots. Number 2 is fear of judgment. If you post a status on Facebook that says, "I got the job," you're likely to get dozens, even hundreds of likes. But if you post a status that says, "I finally started my own business," you're likely to experience little engagement at all. Which brings us to the next requirement of an extraordinary life: letting go of your fear of judgment. Trying to explain your extraordinary life to others will begin to seem like a lost cause. Most people are afraid you'll achieve the dreams they never did. So they attempt to protect themselves from the failure by bringing you down. The extraordinary life looks crazy to an outsider. They don't understand it and they're afraid of it. To an individual living a normal life, the characteristics of an extraordinary life seems foolish, stupid, and unrealistic. They don't understand why you go down the gym every day, even though you're exhausted. They don't understand why you would wake up at 4 a.m. on the weekend when you could be sleeping in. They don't understand why you'd prefer a wild, inconsistent, frightening life full of uncertainty when you could choose the comfort and safety of a normal one. So they judge you, they criticize you, condemn you, by singling you out as a stupid, naive, and silly. You must ignore this. You will never succeed if you continue to take more stock in what your critics say than what you believe about yourself. This is another extremely difficult thing to give up. Separating ourselves from the herd is scary, and the warnings from others might even sound wise. Let it go. This is your life, not theirs. And the third thing is other people's definition of success. At some point, I realized that I had to give up other people's definition of success. This is the most difficult thing to give up because it is so deeply embedded in our cultural narrative that it becomes the standard by which we measure our lives. Even as we collectively agree that fame and fortune are not the markers of success, but giving up other people's definition of success is incredibly liberating and ultimately would lead to the fullest expression of who you are and what matters to you. This is not a one-time thing. It is a daily habit of comparing less and creating more. Success doesn't just mean what the larger mob of society says it means. Lots of money, fame, and fortune. Many people with fame and fortune and lots of money have terrible, empty, and unbalanced lives. Remember, your success is not defined by what other people say. Success is continuously improving who you are, how you live, how you serve, and how you relate.